What's up, my doom scrolling friends? It's Chrome showcasing a new build in Siralim Ultimate. This time it's the Windrunner specialization together with some exotics. I call this the Rayquaza cosplay because the Helios looks somewhat similar to the legendary Pokemon. I mean, kinda. I'm gonna show you the build in the Siralim planner, and then we're gonna do a tiny bit of grinding, and I guess for now just one fight at the Gate of the Gods because I don't have 100% trust in this build right now. You can now pause the video and read everything on your own. So truth been told, this build or this idea was flying around in the box system for ages, and when I came back to it, when it was completely not optimized, I was on the verge of giving this idea up. Because it was way too fragile, I lost way too many fights, even on difficulty 1. But I kept building it up and now it's working quite well. I might come back to this build in the future and replace those unicorns with some dragons, apocalypses, or some exotic dragons that are somewhat fitting into the overall idea of this. So it becomes a true, really hard to kill stat gaining Hydra build. Also, there is a 200 IQ explanation behind all of these stat gainings, and especially this kind of wording with quote-unquote gain and quote-unquote half. Plus there is also divine form on a stone, but since I don't want to say anything wrong, I highly recommend that you go to the Discord server and ask the people with a much better understanding of the game mechanics and the math behind it for an explanation. All I can say right now, the idea is to have a really bulky or strong start of the fight that is somewhat synergistic for the rest of it with the stat gainings. Okay, now let's do a quick overview of the spell slots and the nether stones that the planner isn't showing. Now all artifacts have Viva Vicious Vodka in their spell slots, which can boost a teammate to the top of the timeline, and that is of course one of the main ideas of this build. All Helios go with straight up attack bonuses, and all unicorns, even though they are using swords, they go with a lot of defense bonuses, as I want them to attack and have a chance to proc the spell slot. Now the first stone goes with In Favor of Destruction, which spreads some attack bonuses from the first Helios to all teammates after all start of battle effects are calculated. Divine Form, as it helps with some stat gainings right away. Next stone goes with Overkill, which can be considered as some sort of splash damage. And I was lucky scrolling through my stones finding Valiant Heart, as it helps with multi-attacks. And I'm of course using multiple fused creatures of the same type. Next one is a pure attack bonus one, so simple as that. And luckily I found a stone with the trait Zap, which seals all of the enemies' spell gems if this creature, the Hydra, does not take damage between its turns, which basically means enemies are silenced forever. Which of course is a super good synergy with Red in Tooth and Claw. Now we can do a little bit of grinding, and now this time it is difficulty 3, even though I have one already on difficulty 5, but let's not be too overconfident, let's say. For the most part, a lot of turns or a lot of fights are running through pretty much automatically. Like I barely have to press E. And this is like a lot of battle histories look like. Propulsion with 8 up to 11 million attack gains. Splashing, of course. Parry over time then helps with survivability. So you could say it doesn't start that safely but grows pretty quickly. And right now I know the Windrunner spec is going with lots of speed gainings mainly, but for now I'm using Windrunner because it is very synergistic with what the overall plan was. Like Singleton perk reduces enemies' turns to like they can only attack one time and cast spells one time, and also stuff like Arrow Forged and the other one that increases Netherstone stats are working very well with Elbow Grease and Nether Imbuement as anointments. So yeah, pretty synergistic stuff, I guess. Even though I don't fully follow the idea of a Windrunner right now. Also, to me, it's kind of unbelievable considering how kind of wonky this build started. Like, when I was testing it over and over again, I lost way too many fights. But now seeing this one winning on difficulty 3 is kinda unbelievable to me. Also finding the stone with Valiant Heart for multi-strike attacks, plus the stone with Zap was like really insane luck. And I think I found the stone with Zap not too long ago because it wasn't even locked. Usually I lock high value stones right away. So pretty lucky find, I guess. The reason why the Zap Stone is so important because it unlocks the artifact slot from the Hydra, which had Zap before, but now I can switch it out with Battleborn, which is synergistic with Hidden Hand from the Trickster anointment. So now we have a really high chance of those spell slot procs. So yeah, this one has 82 million attack rate already, and the fight isn't lasting that long. Can I do this nether boss? Now this is like the first time I have to press E. It's looking good, but still haven't won yet. And in this game, you never know. Juicy 10 million attack gainings. 71, 31, 106 million attack. Yeah, quite okay win, but I guess having 2 reviving unicorns was very important for this one. I think this is a really good idea for hyper aggressive builds to have like more than 1 reviving creature. As of course, this does not mean your revives are 2 times as good, but like in video games, a lot of stuff is like, how to put it? Like 2 plus 2 doesn't have to be 4, it can also be like 7 or whatnot. So having 2 reviving creatures is like a very good idea for hyper aggressive teams, in my opinion. Alright, so let's do like 1 fight at the gates. Let's try this one. So I have won like 6 to 7 fights already, and those fights looked kinda okay-ish, like a lot of automated turns and whatnot. But still, if those unicorns get nuked, it gets quite dangerous, even though they can revive each other. Still, everything has its limits. Okay, this one looked very easy. Let's do one more. Maybe Caliban. It's not even necessary, but okay. Yep, this is looking quite dangerous. Lots of automated attacks and turns going on. I won, but it was pretty wonky, I guess. Alright, so far to the Gate of the Gods. Alright, so far to this. I'm kinda sorry that I'm not able to explain the math behind the stat gainings right now, but as I said, I don't want to say something wrong right now. Still, I want to work on my math skills, as I believe for my kind of content it is a very good idea to do so. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Now, as a side note, I can say I'm sitting on a really insane run of the roguelite Yutun Slayer, which you will certainly like. But I just need a moment to edit and convert the video file, so feel free to drop a sub if you don't wanna miss it. Okay, that's it. I'm out. See ya in the future.